I'm so unicornish, and I thought I'd throw up my first sketchbook tour. This is a sketchbook I finished a while back ago, and I don't really consistently put dates in here, so it'll just be probably from several years ago. I've been titling my sketchbooks recently, but I have not titled this one yet. And this is our intro page. Welcome to our sketchbook. And this little character I drew. This is a pet I have on an internet adoptable website. I liked the colors of it a lot. Here we have a pony character and just some doodles I did in acrylic paint and gel pen and just messing around with the paper. This is a Prang sketchbook. It's like $4 or something, and the paper does okay with like marker, but not the best for watercolor. Here's some pink flamingos I did without a reference, which I like to do. I never do references very often. I just do stuff out of my brain, and then I find out, well, that's not really what that animal looks like. But they're chilling out in a waterfall. And here's a purse I got from Five Below that I used a while back ago. Here we have some more random birds that I don't remember if I used I think I was looking at something for this guy, but I don't know about this guy. His beak's all wrong. And I like this guy up here because he's like screaming. Here I have just a doodle, and this is partially inspired by some art I saw online from a YouTuber that I watch. She does a lot of like these string things and birds, so I was doing a lot of birds in this one. And here's these guys. I don't know what they are. I just kind of made them up. I wanted to draw things with like long tails. I think they look kind of weird. And this is oil pastel. I was trying out some Crayola oil pastels, and they're pretty good, but not on this paper. I got some cats. I'm not going to flip my notebook because I feel like that would just be a pain in the butt for the camera right now, but maybe when I get a better camera setup. Some cat faces. Another random doodle. I like to just scribble and doodle to get warmed up, so sometimes they'll just be pages that don't make much sense. But this over here is some intuitive art. I started learning about intuitive art a while back ago, and I got really fascinated with it and was practicing with that. It's also a palette cleanup page where I take like my acrylic paint that didn't get used and I just kind of smear it around on the page, and so that's what I ended up with, this little girl and her teddy bear. Here we have some vines in the rain and a little house in a field. Again, this is all acrylic paint and some gel pen. I like this guy. He's like a little hatchling dragon. You can see the date. We've got the dates here, and it's acrylic painting of some boats. Again, I think this was a palette cleanup. Sometimes my palette cleanups are just random. And I like these snake guys. Little stripy snakes. Here we have some raccoons because we have a problem with our dumpster here. Raccoons get stuck in it all the time, and so I just have raccoons on the brain a lot. Okay, they are getting into some trash, and this is acrylic as well. More raccoons. Those raccoons are done with like iridescent, like sparkly paint, but I don't think it's coming through on the camera right now. Got a dragon and another doodle page. Acrylic paint here. Not crazy about how his eyes turned out. Little A little goofy looking. Yet another dragon and another pony. I love neon paint. It's like fun. And this was like colored pencil. Here we have a nest of baby birds that were at a park, and I decided to come home and draw them, and they were, you know, begging for food from their mom, and they were really cute. And then this is a pony I had on Pony Island, which I think is still around. It's like another adoptable website that I used to play on. You have to pay for a membership there, and I haven't gone on there in years, but this was one of my ponies from there. And here she is again. I just didn't color this one yet. And a doodle page. More ponies. We've got Prisma and Dragonfly. She's like one of my favorites I made because I like how I did her face. I'm sorry if the camera is going in and out of focus. I hope it's not bothering anyone too much. Here we got a doodle page of some plants. Let's see here, scoot this up. This plant is a plant I have in real life. I guess it's like a spiky aloe plant. And I've had him for a very long time, and he's made lots of children, and there's no room for his children anymore. So there's Dragonfly again. We've got some headshots of Prisma and Teacup with marker and colored pencil. And here we're just messing around with marker, doing like more foresty nature scenes. This one was fun because I used this pen to kind of make this background here, and I don't know, just messing around. More cats. This is, I guess, kind of like a self-portrait that didn't work out, and I didn't bother coloring it. Here we've got a monkey and frog. So it's when my frog situation started, and I haven't really stopped drawing frogs yet. I even made some leggy frogs. If you're into crochet, you'll know the leggy frog situation that happened a while back ago, a few years ago, where the leggy frogs are everywhere. I've made a couple of those, but I'm just been into drawing frogs anymore. So it's colored pencil. Another doodle page, and this on the right is some more intuitive art. I don't know what this is. Just some little sprite guys flying around. And here we've got more frogs. I love these picnicking frogs. I like their facial expressions. They make me laugh. And I was enjoying doing like this cartoony kind of forest nature stuff, and still kind of into that right now. And just more doodles. I'm not really big into like still life, but every once in a while I'll draw like some flowers or something, but it's just not really my thing. Got some cartoon birds, and now we have Scribble Brigade with Sophie McPike doing some landscapes. All of these are going to be sideways. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna really flip my notebook, but this was just all in marker. You had like 5 minutes to do these landscapes. When I did this, I was like intimidated because I just don't do landscapes. So I was like struggling. We've got 30-second ones. More 30-second landscapes. And then we have actually the appearance of Leggy Frog. We were just talking about you. We got another Scribble Brigade. This was like just animals, like old artwork of animals. My husband actually did this one with me, so he has some in his sketchbook. Tried to do a color scheme with like green and pink, and I liked it at the time, but now that I'm looking at it, I think it looks kind of gross. I like this turtle though, his face is so disgruntled. And this guy, oh my gosh. Me and my husband say he looks like the angry video game nerd. I messed up this guy's eyes and then I did white out over top of them, and now he looks really scary. And this guy on the left is like a doodle of another crochet like amigurumi pattern I wanted to get called the Goblin Thing by, I think it's Handmade by Jody, I think is who did that pattern. I did end up making him, but he doesn't look quite like that. Like he doesn't have, his teeth aren't like that, but, and his ears are down and stuff, but I did make him. He's right over there. More frogs, and we've got my character Ilya. I was trying to make characters. I'm really not that good at making characters. And we have I think it's colored pencil and marker again, of this little frog bathing his feet in the little pond, and I tried to do like a weird color scheme with this, and it's alright. And some Pokemon, evolutions, kind of weird looking. I think there's something off about them. I probably didn't look at a reference again. And we have this little guy bringing a message. We have a little girl, and she's going to her job in the mines, and then she's swinging. And a squirrel. And at this point, I really wanted to get a new pair of glasses, so I like had this girl shopping all the different glasses she could get. Skipping this one, sorry. And here's a little scene of some ducks, and we were going to the park a lot, I remember back then, and there were a lot of ducks. One of the ducks was missing a leg, and it did pretty well. She was really cute. I don't know what happened to the little duck missing its leg, but we used to watch it walk around and hang out with all the other ducks. I like this one. And this is where I was trying to do watercolor again. It just didn't work very good on this paper. It bled through. Got a little rainbow, and this guy's pretty funny. I like his socks. It's colored pencil and marker again. And yes, the classic I don't know what to draw drawing. And Clown Dog. Got Clown Dog again, and just a little circus elephant. Here's a character I made up, a little monster. I really like the color. I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but he's like teal and green and purple, and just trying to make different designs because I need practice at that. Oh, this is, let me see. This is a quote from someone that Danny Gregory from Sketchbook School was talking to in a podcast. And he said, you might have to make some sacrificial pancakes warming up. I think he's talking about when you make pancakes and you, like, the first couple pancakes you make get all messed up and ruined. He's like, that's how it is when you draw. You've got to, like, warm up and do some, like, sacrificial drawings that aren't very good before you can get the flow. Shuckle. Diglet. Yet more frogs and more birds. And here we go. We've got beaks from memory. This is me drawing all the beaks I can think of without looking at a reference. They're weird. Here's some clothing I have. And then I started watching more of Sketchbook school, and he was teaching his drawing class and teaching continuous line drawing. So I drew my Hamtaro doll in continuous line, and I thought it was really fun and hilarious. Another continuous line drawing of a drawing I did in another sketchbook I have. And then we've also got contour drawing that I was learning. We've got Leggy Frog and Hamtaro yet again. We've got a continuous line drawing of one of my Little Pony figurines. And this looks like Scribble Brigade again. I think it was like animation scenes. A lot of them I didn't know. I think they're like anime. I mean, the first one I think I knew. I think it might have been Kiki's Delivery Service or something, but and here we've got like my Animal Royale character, where we play Animal Royale on PS4. And now we've got Nosy Cat. Nosy Cat is a character I made by accident when I was like drawing with crayon. This is all in Crayola crayon. And I looked at him and I was watching Sandy Hester, and she was talking about her art being sufficiently weird. So I thought Nosy Cat and his little nose was sufficiently weird, so I quoted Sandy there. This over here is Upside Down Horses, which is where you try to draw horses, which are already horribly difficult to draw upside down, which makes it even harder. That's how that turned out. Now we've got a little cat, orange cat boy, playing in a creek, appearance of another frog, and we've got beaks with reference this time. So all the beaks I tried to draw on that one page are now drawn with reference. They look much better. I learned that you definitely should use references more often. Here's an acrylic painting, just me messing around doing flowers, and a little bumblebee man in his flower hanging out. This is colored pencil. Got an oil pastel. Again, don't like how those oil pastels work on this paper. And some little like salamanders swimming around. I seal my oil pastel with matte Mod Podge, in case if anybody's wondering. It does smear it around a little bit, but it does lock it in place pretty good. Got this flame-headed guy saying you can do it. He's very encouraging, but also very frightening. And we've got this little guy in his little flip-flops with a bird on his horn, and he's really fun. Oh goodness, now we have March of Robots, which I didn't even know existed until evidently 2024. And I have circled here all the prompts I ended up using out of the prompt list. So here we have like a balloon making robot. We've got tank, so like a fish tank robot, and then we have doll So it's like a Teddy Ruxpin kind of thing I made up. Over there we've got Hand, which is like, he's got all these hands and he's like a dog groomer robot. And then we have Eyes and Small. So I made like this drone with all these eyeballs, and there's like this tiny robot that's like really disturbed by the fact this like eyeball robot's staring at him. Got Road, so I made a monster truck robot, and then Bird and Dangerous. So I've got this bird that shoots lasers out of his beak and like drops bombs out of his butt. Thought that was pretty dangerous. These are sideways, but we've got Seed and Plant, so we've got like robotic seed plants, and then we've got Team. And we've got these little guys that are playing football poorly. We've got Climb, so they're climbing into their treehouse, and Game, so it's like a little, what'd you call it, a claw machine robot. And another Scribble Brigade. So this was where you had 5 colors, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 colors that you pick, and each color you have like, what was it? 5 seconds to do that one color, and you had to do the landscape. And then it moved on to 5 minutes, so it would be a minute per color. I liked how these turned out a lot, especially this one. And we have over here more March of Robots. So we've got Story, so we have this like robot printer printing out a story and reading it to his little robot son. And this is my bear mug, and we saw him at the store, and I like really liked him, but I didn't buy him. And I couldn't stop thinking about this bear mug, and so I drew him, and I drew him saying, "I know you can't stop thinking about me." And then my husband came home with him one night and was like, "Ta-da!" And now he's my paint cup. So he holds paint water. This is Art Hang Party with Melissa Martin. We were doing underwater seascapes, and I did it with Crayola marker. Very fun, really like these because they're just so colorful and just so cool looking. I really like all the coral and all the colors that you get to use, and I want to do this one again sometime with like watercolor. And we have the end of the sketchbook. We have my swatch page, and we have the little Cyclops dog saying, "See you later." And that is the end. So thank you for joining me on my first sketchbook tour. I hope the camera and everything turned out good and the sound turned out good. And stay tuned for the next one. Bye.